Hi, it's been a while. My name is Morgan. I've changed the spelling. And I was a book blogger for a chunk of my middle school career. And then a lot of stuff happened and I ended up out of it. Now I'm in college and I thought I would try again. I have a book haul for you today. Let's get into it. All right, so I read Her Body and Other Parties for my English class. Really, really loved it. And so I wanted to find books that were like it. That's a really weird thing to search. It took a while, but I found several books that seem similar that I ordered on eBay. And I have them to show you. This is not necessarily in the same vein, but it is a horror anthology, and I thought it was really cool. This is Fungi, edited by Oren Gray and Silvia Moreno Garcia. It is short stories about fungi, which just seems exciting. This is a bit of an older purchase. I purchased this before I left for school, but same vein, also a used copy. What Is Not Yours Is Not Yours by Helen Oyeyemi. I've heard that this has some of the queer elements of Her Body and Other Parties, and also the fairy tale aspect, which was one of my favorite parts. If you're not familiar, the first story in Her Body and Other Parties is based on the story of The Green Ribbon, which is a very classic fairy tale folktale story. And it hooked me immediately. It was so great. Next, I have a couple books by Emma Donoghue. I have Kissing the Witch, which is fairy tale retellings, and I just, this is a very weird thing to say, but like the shape of this book makes me like uncomfortable and also very happy. And then I have The Woman Who Gave Birth to Rabbits, which is like folk tales and strange moments from history used to inspire short stories, which I love so much. Next, I have The Merry Spinster, and I'm covering the author's name because that's actually his dead name. It is fairy tale retellings once again. It's the vibe, and I'm very excited about this. It's pretty short. It's also quite beautiful, so I'm quite excited. So I had two professors suggest this to me based on the stuff that I read and the stuff that I write, because I'm also in a fiction class. This is The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter. You can tell that it is old. 1987. This printing is from 1987. So it's pretty old. And I had both my fiction writing professor and my English professor suggest this to me in the same week. So I'm very excited about this. It's super short. I should be able to get through it in one sitting, maybe two, depending on time. But next I have Hopeful Monsters by Hiromi Goto. This just looks fascinating. It had great reviews and it was suggested. It appears to be about genetically abnormal organisms. Strange, but interesting. I like kind of fictitious medical body horror. So the idea, we don't want body horror that's just disability, because that is really harmful to disabled people. So I like it. I like body horror, but specifically body horror that is fake. Like, it's not a thing that happens at all in real life. So I believe that's what this is, and I'm very excited about that. This one I've already mostly finished. This has not been on any lists for Her Body and Other Parties. However, it was fan-freaking-tastic. Do recommend. This is And I Do Not Forgive You by Amber Sparks. It is super short. These stories make me so happy. One of them is a retelling of Donkey Skin, which is my favorite fairy tale. I will link a video in the description of a telling of it, which makes me very happy. I love this so much. And also, of course, I had to get In the Dream House, also by Carmen Maria Machado, because this is her memoir. This is her memoir, but also kind of fictionalized. And I'm actually reading this in my Women's Activist Coalition book club for the next 2 weeks. So this will be read quite soon. Also in my Carmen Maria Machado Obsessed Haze, I found this literary journal called the Fairy Tale Review. It has essays, poems, and fiction based on fairy tales. I bought the gold issue, which is the 17th volume, straight from the publisher. And then I bought the yellow issue secondhand, which is the 9th issue. Brain, not functional. Anyway, I'm very excited about these. The last couple books they're not related to Carmen Maria Machado in any way. I apologize. I don't know why I've been so fixated on her writing style, but I have been. But occasionally, I think about other things, and these are the other things. I have Woman at Point Zero by Nawal El-Saadawi. This was our first book club book for the year. And it is about a sex worker in Egypt in the middle of the 20th century. Not lighthearted, but it was a wonderful story, and I'm glad I own it, even though it is very expensive. Because it's now on the floor. I'm doing great. Next, I have Escaping Exodus by Nikki Drayden. And I don't remember why I bought this, except it looked really good. Like, I don't even quite remember what it's about. I know it's sci-fi, which is obvious from the cover. But it looked really good, and it was secondhand also. Next, we hate Amazon, but also, I live on top of a mountain. The nearest bookstore is the University Bookstore, and it's tiny. There's a Christian bookstore 20 minutes away. And no, it's not owned by Christians. I mean, I'm assuming it is. But it's entirely Christian literature. Not the vibe. If you want a bookstore that isn't Christian, you have to go between 45 minutes to an hour away. I don't have a car. So, these are from Amazon. They had buy two get one free sale. And I caved because no bookstore near me. So, first is new release Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. This is a sapphic, modern day witchy rom-com, which is like everything that it checks off every list item that I ever have. Other than historical. It's not historical, but other than that, it's everything I want, and I can't wait to read it. Next, I have Before We Disappear by Sean David Hutchinson. Gay fantasy magicians. And it's like long, which I don't know if you read much queer literature. A lot of it is shorter, because a lot of it is contemporary, and contemporaries tend to be shorter. But this is like 500 pages. Okay, so technically it's 492 pages, but that's pretty close to 500. And lastly, I have Small Favors by Erin A. Craig. I'm not entirely sure. I saw like fairy tale and horror and bees and got really excited. Also longer. Thank you so much for watching my fall book haul, I guess. Maybe I'll see you again soon. Bye!